CM Punk's short time in All Elite Wrestling might be over. This according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who said that AEW and Punk are currently in talks about a contract buyout as his future in the promotion is in doubt following the brawl out after All Out, the fight between himself and the Elite. We know that this week Ace Steel, Punk's friend and the person who actually was on his side during that fight, who we know bit Kenny Omega, was also released as part of the fallout from this. And apparently, again, according to Meltzer, the big holdup between Punk and AEW right now with the contract buyout is whether or how long and whether or not he is going to have a non-compete. There are fears within AEW that CM Punk may go to WWE. The regime change there has happened. Vince McMahon is no longer there, and Punk doesn't have to deal with the looming threat of McMahon on him. Of course, he has a very checkered past with Triple H. They have some things they got to work out, but Triple H is someone who is known to work things out with people who he has had issues with in the past. Take a look at the Ultimate Warrior. He's mended a lot of these fences, and excuse me for that. But either way, Punk leaving AEW and potentially becoming a free agent is big news. Whether or not we want to admit it, it's huge news because not only is this, like I talked about Ace Steel being the first domino, this would likely be the final domino falling in that whole line of the fallout from the brawl out after All Out. And I think if he goes, depending on what the situation is, the big other thing to note here is that CM Punk is injured. He suffered a major injury that would have kept him out for basically 9 months to a year anyway. But now we're looking at a situation where CM Punk is potentially going to, after a year, be able to come back and go to WWE. Like, that is not out of the realm of possibility. Because remember, before Punk signed with AEW, he did, for at least a little bit, hold talks with WWE over a potential return. We know that back in 2019, he did the WWE backstage thing. Even though that was with Fox, it was WWE related. So don't rule it out, because the biggest thing in wrestling that we can honestly say after the past year or so, never say never in professional wrestling at this point. Never say never. Vince McMahon is no longer in charge of WWE, and he's still alive. Stone Cold Steve Austin main evented WrestleMania this year. Cody Rhodes jumped ship from AEW to WWE. CM Punk returned, and so much more in between. So that's my take on whether or not it's possible for him to go to WWE. It's very well possible. It just depends on what the buyout would be. I mean, look at some of the people who are there. You have a guy like Adam Pearce who is tied to Punk, but also as far as producers in WWE, he's one of the most trusted and main producers they got. You also have someone like a Paul Heyman, who Punk does have a history with, and who Punk credits with giving him his first shot in WWE. So there's a lot of history there. Fences can be mended. I don't think we need to worry about that. But the way that Meltzer's been talking about this, the way that we've been hearing information kind of trickle out, the buyout seems to have been always the most likely option for AEW to go down, because you can't just up and release him because of the injury. That complicates a lot of things. That opens you up to potential litigation. That opens you up to a lot of things. And I think that's why Tony Khan has been very quiet on this topic. And, Ariel Helwani might not like it, but it's the situation he's in. So again, whether or not, he ends up going wrestling again, I don't know. I think that, if anything, this experience may have left a worse taste in Punk's mouth than anything else. And I think a lot of it, honestly, was self-inflicted. And this is my personal opinion on this, given what we know. I think a lot of what CM Punk or a lot of what has happened on CM Punk from this fallout, from Brawl Out, is self-inflicted, because he didn't have to go out there and say all those things. No, forget about Colt Cabana. That's his gripe, right? But you didn't have to go out there and basically bury the company, bury Hangman Adam Page, bury what this company was founded on, and then expect not to happen, and then say that if you have a problem, come find me, I'm here, and then be mad when people came and found you. But regardless, eventually the full story of this will come out, and it's going to be an interesting tale that will be told. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this CM Punk buyout news. Is it going to happen? Is this a work? Am I getting worked by the dirt sheets, brother? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.